What's up, everybody? I want to tell you guys something. This is a confession. I feel free to say this. I actually get all my medical advice from ChatGPT.
Yup.
That would probably be okay if I wasn't a doctor. I found this out recently. It's pretty interesting. In healthcare, actually, like a surprising number of patients will go from completely healthy to dead in a matter of hours, especially when they're my patients. I'm not saying I'm a bad doctor. I'm just saying I'm really bad at Googling symptoms at the same time as I am making eye contact with people. And so, I mean, sometimes I type the wrong stuff. It turns out heroin is not a treatment for a heart attack. I do find that medicine is weird. I did actually have a guy come in who was like actively having a heart attack, and I work in a primary care clinic. So he came in and he's like, my chest feels like it's being crushed, and he's like, and I'm like, so do you have any allergies to any drugs? Like, when was the last time you had a colonoscopy? Like, I ended up sending him by ambulance. There's no joke there. That happened like an hour ago. Life's just weird, man. I did call an ambulance right away. I'm not actually a doctor, but don't tell anyone at my clinic. They'd be really mad if they found that out. So just keep that between us, guys. I'm looking at you, Green. You're my boy, Green. It's my impression of Will Ferrell in Old School, but he's colorblind because the guy was blue. His name was Blue. Deep cut. I'm sick and tired of your games. That's my impression of a dissatisfied arcade customer. I am sick and tired of adult bookstores trying to lure children in with the promise of arcades. What has the world come to these days? Those are not real arcades. There are games there, though. I hate technology. I'm a 34-year-old white man, and I realized I'm becoming old because I said the phrase, I'm sick of technology. All it does is make things worse. I said that in earnest the other day. And it was like this whole thing. I had to use my phone to log into my work phone, to log into my work computer. And then once I pulled up my actual phone, I got an ad for PrEP on Facebook. Now, I'm not gay, but PrEP is for people who have sex with people who are at risk for HIV, and it's predominantly for like people who have sex with people who were assigned male at birth. And I had to start thinking, like, you know, they know everything about us with our cell phones, right? They know all of our Googling habits. They can advertise stuff that we talked about with other people. So if my phone's trying to sell me PrEP, do I not know myself? Am I just so deep in the closet that even I am unaware? I don't know how I'm going to break the news to my fiance of 11 years, but we'll figure it out. Maybe that's why I never pulled the trigger on the wedding, you know? Who knows? I actually do hate technology, especially AI. I found out recently that AI data centers use enough water for 500 million households on a day-to-day basis. And I know that's true because I looked it up on ChatGPT. I had to look it up like 100 times to get the right answer, though, and at a sip of water for each question. That is maybe why we're going to be back in a drought in California soon, so sorry in advance, guys. I've been doing the lawn a lot recently, and my favorite part is probably weed eating. Sometimes I'll do it before I mow. I don't do as good of a job when I'm stoned, but it's still fun. How you gonna be lost driving a Nissan Pathfinder? My fiance is working on a book. She's a real inspiration, y'all. It's a period piece, so she can only work on it a couple times a month. She'll get it done eventually. I got to talk to you guys about something really real. I like to fly. I fly a lot. I mean, I don't like to fly. I fly a lot because it's convenient. And there was one time when I was flying a couple years back where I had to face an uncomfortable truth about myself. I had to use a seatbelt extender. Now, having to use a seatbelt extender is a lot like having to use Viagra. You're admitting that you have trouble fitting into tight spaces. I didn't know I needed a seatbelt extender before I got on the flight. I thought that 300-pound people just used normal seatbelts because I hadn't been on a plane since I got to 300 pounds. And so I sat down and I grabbed my seatbelt and I pulled and we didn't click. And so I went through 5 stages at that moment. I went through denial. You know, I'm like, okay, like maybe I have my neighbor's seatbelt. You know, sometimes you got the neighbor's seatbelt. That's a little bit of extra distance you're not making. So I'm like, okay, no, all right, well, this isn't happening. This has never happened to me. I went through anger. The airplanes, the airlines, they're trying to cut costs, bro. They're making all the seats smaller. I went through depression. But what went through real depression was the seat that I was sitting in because I was 300 pounds. And then eventually I had to go through acceptance. Also, I can't count. That was 4 stages. So I went up to the stewardess and I kind of tried to do this awkward, like, hey, you know, you got any of those? And she's like, oh, you need a seatbelt extender? Oh. Yeah, I do. I went back to my seat. The worst part of it all was having to go to the second stewardess to ask for the second extender because the first one wasn't enough. But I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. I have a couple more jokes I'm going to tell. Did you guys know that all songs on guitar can be played on the same 6 strings?
What?
I know, it's crazy. People talk about E, A, D, and G, but like, what about the strings, dude? Pretty crazy. I've been undergoing a period of intense personal growth recently. I probably need to try Ozempic. I hired an Elvis impersonator recently for my nephew's birthday party. And that guy was really great, man. He wore the costume, he sang all the hits, and best of all, he died on the toilet. Thanks, y'all. I'm Jason Summerlin.